The first 60 minutes of your morning determine the neurological architecture of your entire day. If you lose the first hour to comfort, distraction, or hesitation, you have scientifically guaranteed that you will operate at a deficit for the next 15 hours. Psychologists call this priming. Your brain is in a highly suggestible state immediately after waking. Whatever input you feed, it first becomes the operating system for the day. Most men feed it anxiety by checking their phones, or weakness by hitting snooze. You are literally programming yourself to be reactive and soft before your feet even touch the floor. But here is where it gets even worse. You think you can make up for it later in the day. You cannot. Willpower is a depleting resource. By starting the day with low-value actions, you drain your cognitive battery before the real battle even begins. You are stepping into the ring with your hands tied behind your back, wondering why life feels so hard. But here is the part nobody wants to admit. The modern morning routine is designed for consumers, not conquerors. It is designed to keep you sedated. The samurai understood that the morning was not for leisure, it was for rebirth. They used a specific sequence of cold, stillness, and motion to forge a spirit that was unbreakable. If that hit you, good. It means you are ready to wake up. We are going to dismantle your current habits and install the perfect samurai morning routine for 2026. This is a protocol of 10 steps designed to sharpen your mind, harden your body, and align your spirit before the world has a chance to distract you. 1. The first strike. Zanshin. The battle begins the moment consciousness returns. Most men lie in bed negotiating with themselves. 5 more minutes. It's too cold. I'm tired. This internal debate is the death of your authority. If you cannot command your own body to stand up, how do you expect to command respect from the world? You have lost the first duel of the day against your own lower self. The samurai practiced Zanshin, a state of total relaxed alertness. There was no transition period. There was no grogginess. The moment they woke, they were ready for combat. They treated the alarm not as a suggestion, but as a signal flare. The transition from sleep to action must be instantaneous. This trains the brain to bypass hesitation in all other areas of life. Neurologically, hitting snooze induces sleep inertia, a chemical fog that can ruin your cognitive performance for up to 4 hours. By drifting back to sleep, you trick your brain into starting a new sleep cycle that you will inevitably interrupt, leaving you chemically confused and lethargic. You are poisoning your own potential. The protocol. Place your alarm across the room. When it sounds, your feet must hit the floor within 3 seconds. Do not think, do not check your phone. Go immediately to a window and look at the sky. Tell yourself, I am awake. The enemy is waiting. This simple act of bypassing the snooze debate builds a callus on your will that protects you all day. 2. The waterfall ritual, misogi. You seek warmth immediately after waking because you are addicted to comfort. You wrap yourself in robes and seek hot water. This softens the spirit. The samurai did the opposite. They sought the shock of the cold to purify the spirit of lethargy. Whether standing under a freezing waterfall or pouring buckets of icy river water over their heads, they used the cold to wash away the stagnation of the night. This is misogi, ritual purification. The cold water is a physical manifestation of truth. You cannot lie to the cold. It forces you to be present. It forces you to breathe. When the freezing water hits your skin, your mind screams to escape. By staying under the water, you are teaching your prefrontal cortex to override your limbic system. You are training bravery in the safety of your bathroom. The science is undeniable. Cold exposure triggers a massive release of norepinephrine and dopamine, increasing focus and mood by up to 250%. It is a biological reset button. It reduces inflammation and wakes up the nervous system faster than any caffeine ever could. It turns you into a hunter. The protocol. Do not start with warm water. Step directly into the cold, 60 seconds minimum. Control your breath. Do not shiver, stand like a statue. Visualize the cold water washing away yesterday's failures and today's fears. Step out of the shower shivering but victorious. You have already conquered pain today. 3. The runner's path. Tanran. After the cold, the body must move. You make the mistake of sitting down to eat or look at screens while your body is still dormant. This is stagnation. The samurai were men of action. They understood that energy is not something you have, it is something you generate. You must jumpstart the engine. Look at the intensity of a warrior running. It is not a casual jog, it is a driving force. Running in the morning connects you to your primal ancestry. We are evolved to move, to hunt, to traverse terrain. By running before you start your day, you are signaling to your biology that you are on the hunt. You are putting the body in a state of high performance. Physiologically, morning cardio increases cortisol in a healthy way to wake you up and releases BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which acts as fertilizer for your neurons. It literally helps you learn faster and think clearer for the rest of the day. A stagnant body houses a stagnant mind. The protocol. Put on your shoes immediately after the cold shower. Go outside, run for 20 minutes. It doesn't have to be a marathon, but the intensity must be there. Feel your lungs burn. Feel your feet strike the pavement. This is Tanran, forging the spirit through physical exertion. Return home sweating and alive. 4. The monks drink hydration and stillness. After the violence of the cold and the run, you must find the center. Do not rush immediately into work. The samurai would sit in silence, often drinking tea, to center the mind before the chaos of the day. This contrast between the high intensity of training and the absolute stillness of the tea ritual is where mastery is found. This is the moment of calibration. You are drinking water or tea, not just for hydration, but to practice mindfulness. You are observing the steam, the taste, the warmth. You are slowing down time. Most men rush through their morning like a headless chicken. The samurai moves with deliberate slowness because he is in total control. Biologically, you are dehydrated after sleep and exercise. Your brain is 75% water. Even a 2% drop in hydration leads to significant cognitive decline. By drinking water and electrolytes before caffeine, you optimize your brain function and flush out toxins. The protocol. Sit in a quiet place. No phone, no news. Just a cup of water or green tea. Drink it slowly. Take 5 minutes to just be. This silence is the foundation upon which you will build your strategy for the day. It is the calm before the storm. 5. The scroll of wisdom, strategic study. While you drink your tea, do not consume the garbage of the internet. Do not check social media. Most men fill their minds with the anxiety of the world before they have even formulated their own thoughts. The samurai would study the scrolls of strategy, philosophy, or history. They sharpened their minds as diligently as their swords. This is Bunbu Ryodo, the dual way of the pen and the sword. You must feed your mind with high-level ideas to prime it for high-level output. If you read about gossip, you will think small thoughts. If you read Musashi, Seneca, or Sun Tzu, you will think grand thoughts. The input determines the output. Reading complex texts in the morning capitalizes on your brain's alpha wave state. You are more creative and receptive to new patterns. By studying strategy first thing, you arm yourself with mental models that you can apply to the problems you will face later in the day. The protocol. Read 10 pages of a dense, high-value book. Philosophy, strategy, or psychology. Have a pen in hand. Take notes. Do not just read, study. Extract one lesson that you will apply to your life today. This puts you in the mindset of a scholar warrior. 6. The void gaze, Zazen. Now that the body is awake and the mind is primed, you must sharpen the focus. The samurai practiced zazen, sitting meditation. They stared into the void to cultivate an immovable mind, fudoshin. They visualized death, memento mori, to strip away the fear of the day. You waste energy worrying about the future or regretting the past. Meditation anchors you in the eternal now. It is the practice of cutting off thoughts the moment they arise. It is not relaxation. It is mental combat against distraction. If you cannot control your attention in a quiet room, you will never control it in a chaotic business meeting. Neuroscience shows that meditation shrinks the amygdala, the fear center, and strengthens the prefrontal cortex, the discipline center. It gives you a buffer between stimulus and response. When the day throws stress at you, you will not react. You will respond with cold calculation. The protocol: set a timer for 10 minutes. Sit with a straight spine. Stare at a point on the wall or close your eyes. Watch your thoughts. When a thought comes, cut it down and return to the void. Embrace the boredom. The boredom is your focus muscle growing back. 7. The fast: starving the dog. You have been told that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. For a warrior, this is false. Eating a heavy meal early in the morning spikes your insulin and diverts blood flow to the gut for digestion. This causes brain fog and lethargy. You become a sleepy lion with a full belly. The samurai practiced hara hachibu and often trained on an empty stomach. Hunger is a sharpener. It increases alertness and aggression. Biologically, fasting increases orexin, a neurotransmitter associated with wakefulness. It puts you in hunt mode. You want to attack your work with the hunger of a wolf, not the satisfaction of a cow. Unless you are a manual laborer burning thousands of calories by noon, you do not need a massive breakfast. You need clarity. Fasting also builds discipline. It teaches you that you are not a slave to your hunger pangs. You eat when you have earned it. The protocol: delay your first meal. Drink black coffee or water. Use the hunger as a reminder to focus. Let your body burn its own fat stores for fuel. Earn your food through the execution of your morning tasks. 8. The warm-up: strategic planning. Most men start working without a plan. They open their email and become reactive, answering other people's requests. They are playing defense. The samurai never enters a battle without knowing the terrain. Before you execute, you must strategize. Take 5 minutes to map out the battlefield of the day. What is the single most important mission? What are the obstacles? What are the distractions? Musashi won his duels before he arrived because he had already visualized the victory. You must win the day on paper before you win it in reality. This utilizes implementation intentions. By deciding when and where you will do a specific task, you double the probability of doing it. You remove the decision fatigue. You are not wondering, what should I do next? You are simply following the orders you gave yourself. The protocol: write down your top 3 missions for the day. Circle the one that scares you the most. That is the one you must attack first. Visualize the obstacles you will face and how you will overcome them. Prepare your mind for the friction. 9. The eating of the frog: deep work. Now you execute. The first work block of the day must be your hardest task, the one you are procrastinating on, the one that requires the most brain power. Do not waste your morning clarity on emails or meetings. Use it to build your empire. This is the principle of deep work. The samurai would polish his sword for hours with obsessive focus. You must bring that same intensity to your craft. For 90 minutes, you are a ghost. No phone, no internet, just you and the mission. If you accomplish your hardest task before 10 a.m., the rest of the day is a victory lap. You carry the momentum of a winner. If you delay it, it hangs over your head like a dark cloud, draining your energy. The protocol: set a timer for 90 minutes. Phone in another room. Total immersion. Do not stop until the timer rings. Attack the task with violence of action. This is where you separate yourself from the average. 10. The vow, memento mori. Before you leave your morning sanctuary to enter the world, you must seal the ritual. The samurai would often recite a vow or contemplate their death to ensure they live the day with honor. You must remind yourself that this day is not guaranteed. This is the ultimate perspective shifter. When you remember you are dying, you stop caring about petty annoyances. You stop hesitating. You realize that wasting this day is a sin against your own life. You commit to living with excellence because you may not get another chance. The protocol. Look in the mirror. Look yourself in the eyes. Say out loud, I will not waste this day. I will live with honor. I am ready. Seal the contract with yourself. Then open the door and step into the arena. The image of the warrior under the waterfall, the scholar with his scroll, and the runner on the path, this is not just an aesthetic, it is a system. The body, the mind, and the spirit must all be sharpened every single morning. If you win the morning, you win the day. If you win the day consistently, you win the year. And if you win the year, you win your life. It is that simple. But it requires the discipline to do it when it is cold, when you are tired, and when nobody is watching. A routine is powerful, but it is just the beginning. You need a war plan to sustain this intensity for the long haul. This is why I created 66 Days of Steel, the samurai method to forge absolute discipline. This is the protocol that takes these daily habits, the cold, the study, the training, and locks them into your nervous system over 66 days. It guides you through the fire phase to burn the rust, the hammer phase to forge the habits, and the polish phase to reveal the steel. If you are ready to make 2026 your year of victory, click the link in the pinned comment, get the protocol, and start the transformation today.